Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Minions of the Zoo podcast stream experience, whatever. I'm your host, we'll do it live. I'm your host and keeper of the Harry channel. And with me tonight are Minions 2, SkepTok.
Hi, everybody.
And DrFunctional.
I'm chewing on steak.
Okay, so we'll get to you next. Let's start with SkepTok. So we don't have a whole lot of people in the chat, but they're all valued viewers. Would you please say hello to the fine folks in chat, please?
Absolutely. Jay Blizzard was first in tonight, and Badger is here also. Hey, Camel was here. Hey, Camel, how you doing,
Camel?
Haven't talked to you in a minute. We used to stream together every once and again. It's good to see everybody. We do this show for you. It's part of, and your comments are part of the show. And Radscore just checked in. Hey, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the show.
I think it's part of my court-appointed community service or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get a lot of, other than just being fun to hang out with my friends, I do get a lot of intangible benefits from doing this show. Professionally, it really has made me way better at organizing stuff. I was just
in chat.
Yeah, I see. Well, Serenity's in here.
And so
she's in the panel.
Star.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I was over on the watch page. I didn't even see.
Well, the way the process goes, Serenity, is I go all week. I just, like, if I have a thought that pops into my head for a topic, I write it down. If I find something that looks interesting, I write it down. If I find something that looks entertaining, I write it down. And I just collect all this stuff. And then before the show, I just kind of put it out on my virtual living room rug and try to figure out which piece of red yarn I'm going to run between all the different pieces. And it is astonishing, in terms of the glitch and the matrix stuff, sometimes the weird patterns and synergies that show up in a given thing. Oftentimes it works out way better than it should. I don't understand. Like, you would think that with random chance being what it is, that it wouldn't work out as well as it does. But every now and then I go, wow, I've got like 4 different things that are basically on the same topic. And it's just, that's what came up during the week. I don't know.
You've also assembled a really crack team to, me, the agent of chaos, Skep, the more level-headed. Serenity's got all this eccentric knowledge. You can throw something to us and at least 2 of us are jumping on that bitch.
Well,
Serenity is the librarian of the internet.
Well, Serenity,
in my opinion.
The nice thing about this thing is, and for most topics, we're not going to get complete agreement, right? So we might get 80%. So there's at least one person to sort of call me out, because if I just go, that's stupid, and then everybody goes, yeah, then there's really not much discussion. Next, let's move on to the next thing on the spreadsheet.
I also have a tendency to be the devil's advocate.
Well, I am too. I mean,
I try to be I try to find the middle path where I'm like, I get what you're saying, but what about this?
Yeah.
What about this?
Yeah. Hey,
we both agree on our hate for unions, though. That we do agree.
Oh God. Well, I told you, the family I grew up in.
Make me mad.
My grandfather was the negotiator for the company, and my dad was a shop steward, and that was fun. That was definitely fun. So
I was the union liaison for all of the workers in all the Navy exchanges on the West Coast. That was a job I had for 3 months when I was the assistant Navy exchange officer while I was waiting for a billet in Monterey to open up. That's what I did for 3 months.
Yeah,
and I had to go to these union negotiating meetings, and oh my God, they're so corrupt. There's so much money flying around. There were bribes taking place that just practically out in the open.
Well, I think that's the thing of the stories I got told about how my grandfather got treated by people he considered friends after he went from base worker at the nickel plant to being in a management position.
Yeah.
I looked at him one day when I was older and I was just like, I don't know how you went to any meeting, because he still had to go to some of the meetings. And I was just like, because I would have taken an Uzi. I just want to take, we're going to end this now.
Yeah. Minions of the Zoo is not suggesting you should take guns to union meetings. That was an expression of exasperation, is what that was, just to clarify that for the algorithm. I do worry that AI is going to make things really stupid, because they are coming down. A lot of the AI stuff is flagging stuff that just shouldn't get flagged. least that's what I'm being told.
Oh
Gosh,
yeah,
I sure love kittens. Kittens are so nice.
Yeah.
because I had
Giraffes, beautiful cuddly animals.
Yeah.
Long letter to follow.
without saying anything that might get us flagged, I got a temporary shutdown of my X account because I recounted an assault that I was the victim of.
Mm-hmm.
And the results of that, blah, blah, blah. And I had to go through the whole hubbub of like email, like the AI flagged it on X. It was like, you cannot promote hateful conduct. And I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. And the automated system came back, no, it's hateful. You're hateful. And so I had to do the whole extended email thing. And I wrote this 2-paragraph email of like, this is me literally recounting an assault I was the victim of. Why is it being flagged as me promoting hate or violence or whatever? It's so
how
dumb.
compelling. Please face wall.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it did take 2 days, but they did restore my account, and they did acknowledge that the AI just saw because that's what it does. It sees these things. It can't place things in context.
Mm-hmm.
It can't delineate with rational thought because it's just looking for words in sequence with one another. That's automatic done, or single keywords, automatic done. So awful. And they want to use this shit for government purposes now too, at least up here.
For the sake of housekeeping, we're now talking to DrFunctional. Hi, Dr.
Yeah,
Functional.
I guess so.
No, it's
Sorry.
fine.
I finished my steak and now I'm all like jacked
you're-
up on protein and creatine and
So I've noticed a number of people a number of streamers have. Okay, so do not just repeat the word that I'm describing. It is the fluid that passes through your veins and arteries, okay? And rather than say what that word is, or using the word that describes that noun, they're referring to it as like strawberry juice or something else. And you're listening to something and they'll be like, and, you know, this person had strawberry juice on their hand. You know, what? And it's like, oh, wow, we've reached the point where talking about like even medical things. No, can't do that. The AI is too stupid for that. So we have to just behave. I don't know. We just have to dance around stuff that we shouldn't have to dance around. It's so stupid. I hate it.
1955 television Disney.
Yeah.
Even television Disney said the word blood.
See, don't say the word.
Why?
Because
that's how you let it get away with it, though. The more people kowtow to it, the more it's going to just keep doing it. It's the same people with using the other words for paying yourself or
unalive yourself. Yes,
or that crap.
The big one that really describes is the N word, which I'll say here right now. Nonsense.
It is nonsense.
I thought it was neighbor.
Yeah, won't you be my? Yeah. But anyway, anything new and exciting with you, DrFunctional?
Can you guys fucking save us or what? So
you mean from being Canada?
That's
Bill C9.
Yeah.
Bill C9, the same kind of bill that happened in the UK that has now led to more arrests over social media fifi herding posts, mean speech online, than there were for the grooming gangs, by the way. Like there's more arrests for anyway. That same bill is now in third reading here and will be passed soon. The Canadian government is building a superstructure fortification in Ottawa for the Prime Minister and all the MPs. And we've recently 330,000 how can I put this? Third world garbage mercenaries have been brought into the country.
Yeah.
Just going to leave it at that. Country has fallen. I told everybody it's only a matter of time before the UK falls. Then the UK fell. And I said, look, it's going to be here before you know it. Sure enough, it's here. It would have been down there too, but I think you guys have enough forces of pushback.
Well, can I introduce you to the circus part of Bread and Circus, just to distract you? Let me distract you. Is this a place you're familiar with?
Oh yeah, I used to go there all the time.
It looks like it's in Toronto.
It used to be, actually, not doxing myself, but very close to me. And me and she who will not be named, we'd go there just like every Saturday just to like look around, even if I didn't need new paints or whatever. Beautiful, beautiful store.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
Then they moved out to the West End. And anytime I wanted to, I asked them, hey, you sold me this airbrush. I need replacement parts. Is that Geo?
It might be. Yeah.
Do I know? Or do I know?
Do you know Dwayne?
And because, you know, they had model cars, the old school models, like those models, Warhammer stuff, and everything you could imagine for the hobbyist's dream. But because they now moved like an hour and a half away, my friend opened up a store, or he opened up a store and I became his friend. Promoted the hell out of his store. And now the problem is he's doing really well. But anytime I want something that's a hot ticket item, everybody knows about it now. So everybody goes to this one place.
Bastards.
Which, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy as all hell to have brought the community in my city towards him and made his store flourish, because in the long run, it helps me. He does me a lot of favors. Anyway, and yeah, but they absolutely, this is Sunward, refused to order the replacement parts for my airbrushes and stuff. And so I said, you know what? You're not going to work with me? Then I just, you moved all the way out of buttfuck nowhere now. I don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
And really, like, the community followed, because sure, now the West End hobbyists have that store there and they go there, not faulting them for it. But everywhere in like central Toronto, which is huge, we have a huge community here, one of the biggest in North America for things like Warhammer modeling, that kind of stuff. It's just nobody goes there anymore. They all go to the guy that I sent them to, because everybody was like, "Hey, where'd the one store that everybody went to go? Oh, they're gone. Go here." Okay.
There's a little bit of that
too,
here.
because the owner will also, if somebody walks in and asks if they know somebody who provides services that I provide, he gives them my number or email or whatever, and they contact me, or my Instagram or whatever. And it's really great. It's a great partnership. That's not even, partnership. We just started talking one day, and scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah. Let's see. So, anything else before we move on?
Nah.
All right. So, we have Serenity Star 13.
Yo.
Anything new and exciting?
Not really. I haven't gotten any news back about it yet because I haven't gone to it. I didn't go to it, but apparently there was a big Fallout Wasteland like jamboree thingy here in West Virginia, because of the fact that Fallout 76 is based here. So a lot of people came to the Green Bar area and all that kind of stuff to have a big old hoedown. So
that's awesome.
I haven't, from everything I heard from my friends who are working the event, like locals who are working the event, who have no idea about any of this shit. They're just like, why are these people here? It's probably about 5,000 to 6,000 people were expected to show up.
That's so cool.
Beyond that, I haven't heard anything yet, but the weekend's not fully over yet. So we'll see if they fucked anything up. They've usually been pretty well behaved and passed, because Fallout fans are usually not bad. Wasteland Jamboree, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember what it was called.
Awesome. I just pulled up their website. Sorry.
Oh yeah. But they and it's charity too. So it's not one of these, but anyway, but like I said, I have friends who worked it and who were working it, and I haven't heard anything bad yet. So apparently everyone's behaving themselves. So I expect to see a lot of like Fallout like news stuff coming out, because apparently everything's going well, which I'm happy about. I like the fact that
The one that goes on in Nevada has been a huge hit for several years now. They even had this last year, they had some of the stars from like Walton Goggins from the show and everything showed up and like it would just talking to people, taking photos with people. It's good, clean fun.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also because of the fact that so many Fallout fans, so much of it is either for Fallout is either New England, but most of the actual story of the Fallout universe is out west because God forbid we actually put anything on the East Coast. But most of it's out west. That's where most people are either from or used to. So I am interested to hear the stories of the people who've never been to Appalachia before and see how they handle it. Because we're also very cold here right now. It's 41 degrees here in May, which is kind of unheard of, and not unheard of, but it's kind of a little bit rare.
Yeah.
So
It's a little late to be this cold. Yeah.
There's still winter storm warnings going out in some parts of the country.
We've had we had a tornado hit a couple days ago. It was just EF1.
Lucky.
So every West Virginia was just like, meh, don't care. But it's going to be interesting. All of the out Westerners who've never been to Appalachia don't understand Appalachian and don't understand how quiet and noisy the Appalachians can be at the same time. So it's going to be interesting to see a bunch of outsiders handle it.
Well, I have a thing for you, Serenity.
Go for it. Later.
China dominates the world's lithium supply. The U.S. just found 328 years worth of it in its own backyard.
Is it in my state? I guarantee it's probably in my state.
It's in Appalachia. A lot of it's more toward the Carolinas, and there's some north of you. But I have a feeling that there's a lot of lithium in the mountains near you. So
I guarantee that
could be good and it could be bad. Do you anybody know around there have like a tradition about mining? Know anything about mining? I don't know.
As long as they don't do mountaintop removal, everyone around here will be fine with it.
Yeah,
like that's the one thing is that mountaintop removal, like you're taking away our namesake when you do that crap. So that's always the problem. But as long as they don't do that, which I don't think you can mine lithium that way because that's how they mine coal. You have no idea. I'm sure most people do, but I'm just saying it just in case.
Depends on the kind of lithium you're mining. It can be very, very messy and toxic. That doesn't mean it has to be, though.
Well, the thing is, West Virginia also is a very large producer of natural gas, so we're used to both. Like, we're used to dealing with natural gas that can kill you. We're used to dealing with coal that can kill you. It's like, to be completely honest, some of the younger miners who are still in their mid to late 30s or mid to late 40s are probably going to be some of the better people prepared to deal the mining of the lithium than some, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, a bunch of newbies in their teens and 20s who have no idea what they're dealing with because they don't understand the fear and the terror of going into those kind of places.
I'm not going in.
Well, the thing is that, like, as someone who has taken a lot of coal mining tours of old shut down coal mines, especially the ones where you have to like lay down on the little track, like the little train track thing, and the ceiling's like 6 inches from your head, just to go in and wander around those places. It's terrifying, but it's also some of the coolest shit on the planet. But it's still terrifying.
I didn't like the submarine ride at Disneyland when I was a kid. Okay, I don't want any part of that.
I loved that in Disney World when Disney World had that. They now turned it into Finding Nemo, I believe. But I love that stuff. I do not have claustrophobia. I have a fear of planes. That is my fear. Not heights, planes.
No, I don't have a fear of small spaces. I have a fear of being crushed in a small space.
My brain overrides that for some reason. Like, my brain just like will go, if you're going to die, you're going to die. Like, just go with it.
Well, like, yeah, that's the healthy attitude to have. I mean, I'm not suggesting people should be like me. I don't.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like, but at the same time, my brain won't do that with planes. And it's not the in-between part of the flight that bothers me. It's the landing and the takeoff that bothers me. Not the in-between, because the in-between, I figured it's just an inferno at that point and I'm dead.
Flying doesn't really bother me. It's the underground and under the water thing that kind of freaks me out. But enough about me.
I absolutely see that. I can absolutely see that.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of lithium in the mountains near you, and it's a big deal for America. It's a big deal for you. Yep. It's a big deal. I mean, and not having to deal with China for this stuff is great, because if we're going to use a lot of lithium and a lot of batteries, stop mining coal, start mining lithium. Now there's synergy, not like learn how to code. Telling miners to learn how to code was the stupidest thing.
Oh, I have a friend who he's actually the partner of someone, a partner of my actual friend, but he and I got into a fight because I was like, do you understand what they said to the miners in my state? 3 months after Obama said that he wasn't going to close anything. Do you understand what they said?
Yeah.
He goes, no, what did they say? I said, they told 50 and 60-year-olds who'd spent their entire life since they were teen years in a cold, dark area mining coal, most of whom who didn't have a GED, to learn to code. I have no respect for any journalist of the last 20 years because of that bull.
It is bull.
I laughed my butt off when that got said, when people that started being said to them during COVID. God, that was great karma.
Yeah, it was.
Universe, thank you.
Yeah.
So, SkepTok, we didn't really have a proper conversation. Is there anything new and exciting with you? He's muted. Did he have to step away?
It might be dogs again.
Might be dogs again. Let's assume it's dogs. Geos.
Yeah.
Do you know Dway? You're
know.
a squirrel or a chipmunk or something holding a cup of coffee over your head.
Yes.
A tired squirrel.
A tired squirrel. You know, if you drink the coffee instead of hauling it around like that, you get more energized.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very confusing graphic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Okay.
That was the plan all along.
Do you have anything new and exciting that you want to share? I'm guessing probably not. You sound tired.
We'll talk after.
We'll talk after. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've been hanging on to that might be interesting for you. I mean, there's just so much of it. I've actually got the search window set up on the spreadsheet because I can't find things in it. What is it? There's 117 lines in this damn thing. Okay. Yeah, that's neither here nor there.
You need a personal secretary for this freaking.
I do. I need a lot of things. So shall we take a look at one thing that's topical from the news today? Let's see.
And Spirit Rings 1, just want to say thoughts to all you and your colleagues over there at the Banana as the next couple days unfold.
Man, we really appreciate that. Thank you. It's hard to believe this is it.
Yeah, no kidding. It's always a pleasure to talk with you guys on the radios. Yeah. Hope you guys make it out okay.
That's the best.
Yeah, that is a Spirit airliner talking to the tower. All flights have been canceled. Better get that thing on the ground because you're done. I was like, shit. There's been careless talk about reorganizing their debt and trying to maybe get them a government bailout and all this sort of stuff. And I didn't think any of it was going to happen, but I was a little surprised to just get the news today that they're done. Yeah.
And Elizabeth Warren and her moron group of idiots stopped the JetBlue Spirit merger, so they're getting wrung out online because of that. They're like, this wouldn't have happened if you hadn't stopped the merger. It was a monopoly. It wasn't a monopoly. Shut up. It's like every other word, you're throwing the damn word around too much. Not everything is a damn monopoly.
Well, it used to be when they would basically have control a route. Like if you wanted to get from point A to point B, you really had to go through one airline. Airline prices were pretty damn high back then, and it was completely artificial because there was no competition.
Yeah.
I mean, that was bullshit. And we don't do that now, which is great. Because
I think the last real legit, and I'm sure when Skep comes back, if he hears this or Functional will correct me, I think the last great monopoly we had was Ma Bell. And I say great as in the sense of large, not.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because that's the thing. A lot of what people call monopolies are not monopolies.
Yeah, they're just not. They just
now they have a corner on the market. They do have that, which I will absolutely give concession to. If a company has a corner on the market, absolutely, I will agree with you. But most of them are not monopolies because you can still, in some way, shape, or form, it's kind of like Steam. Steam is not a monopoly because you can go through so many other places to get digital games if you want to buy the digital games and not do it through Steam. There's Humble Bundle, there's GOG, there's Green Man Gaming, there's the individual Sony and Microsoft stores. So they're not a monopoly. There's Epic. But that's the thing, like, people throw that word around for Steam too, and it's just like, it's not a monopoly. It's just the chosen one that everybody wants to go with. Now, do some people not shop around and look for other places? Yes,
Mhm.
but you'd be amazed how cheap games are. So trust me, they've looked everywhere.
So public utilities are often monopolies, but they're special monopolies in that we say in exchange for the state allowing you to have this monopoly, we expect the following things. You know, and it's supposed to be protecting the consumers and making it so you have very little risk compared to a regular business, but because there's less risk, you get a smaller return on investment. Public utilities are not supposed to be high margin things, basically. What?
Assassin just said in chat that Delta has now said they will accept all, air quotes, Spirit's passengers. Oh, God.
Yeah, Delta will get you there. That was the worst
maybe
slogan.
In one piece. Maybe.
Yeah. No, that's actually good. Delta actually has a lot more flights in some places that don't have a bunch of needless stopovers. I feel like Delta's really trying.
They are, but they don't have the best reputation. But we'll see what they do.
No,
maybe
they don't.
Will be the kick in the pants.
And speaking of Assassin, dude, 10, wake me when we finish World War 11, okay?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. All right. Well, Spirit Airlines.
So that's how I don't fly. I'm not familiar. How big is Spirit? Like, is it one of the bigger ones?
It was a big-ish discount airline. It wasn't as big as the big ones, but
So,
yeah. Okay.
Spirit. So okay, in the tier list in American, because I love learning about this stuff because I'm a nosy motherfucker. So you have the big, like, high end, like Emirates and Air Korea and Air Japan, which are the big high end, fancy dancy with the suites on their planes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you have the middle class, which are like, you could pay a little bit more, like Delta, American, stuff like that. Then you have the kind of the branching airline in between the middle class and the lower class, which is the Northwest, Southwest, Northeast, Southeast,
and those
line.
are more local.
Those are not local. Those are more of just, they have
Like continental
areas.
airlines, I mean.
They have areas of the states they handle.
Yeah, that's what I meant. They're not really big international flying.
Yeah. And then you have you had JetBlue and Spirit here in the States, at least. In other countries, you have like Ryanair. Like Ryanair is kind of similar to Spirit, if you've ever seen. But they're the lower ones. They're the ones that if you want to check your bag, they were the ones who were doing the whole thing of like, if you want to check your bag, you have to pay extra for it. But they didn't have assigned seating, so it was first comes first serve. But they didn't have first class. They're that people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to say. Because I'm afraid the AI will flag that as I'm trying not to say that.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, but I'm trying not to say that.
I was reminded of City Airlines on South Park.
Oh, what Assassins? Okay, now I understand. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
They're the ones who take every one of a certain group to Carnival Cruises.
Yeah, EBT Americans. Yep.
Okay.
What?
So
I was just like, if it's
Gosh, shitty airline?
essentially.
That's right. Have some shitty pork with it.
We basically, I mean, there's Air Canada and then a bunch of smaller ones, and you know the international ones that land here. But there's basically Air Canada.
Yeah, the
Domestic
Jelly
and
Fats
international.
Weehawken airline.
I've heard good stuff about Air Canada.
So have I. I mean, the occasional fuck up, like what happened in Michigan, New York recently. Like that's. I mean, that's super, super rare for things to go that wrong.
Yeah.
And thankfully, only one or two people lost their lives. It was.
It could have been a lot worse.
A lot worse.
A whole lot worse.
Okay, I have something. I think you're going to find this satisfying. I wasn't planning on talking about immigration because we talk about it all the time, but this has enough of a weird hook to it that I think it's going to be okay.
That's always Geodes,
I think you're going to like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Why are you gay? What?
Just one of several demonstrations in recent weeks targeting migrants in South Africa. Thousands of people in Durban, Pretoria, and now Johannesburg say they want more government action to tackle what they say is illegal immigration. Critics say groups like this are simply xenophobic.
Anyone just wakes up in the morning and decides that they're having problems in their own country. Oh, let me look for greener pastures, and it's South Africa. And if we don't say any...
Does this seem vaguely familiar? So this is basically people in South Africa getting mad that people are immigrating to South Africa to get a better life, complaining about the immigrants. This is the same thing.
If you're immigrating to South Africa for a better life, your country is bad.
I have to ask, what if it's a certain country that seems to be going everywhere right now?
Well, Ghana is one of them. So
Ghana's the big one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was thinking more of
no, they're not coming from the Middle East.
No, I was gonna say me and Functional know what I'm talking about.
But this feels so familiar.
Anything about it. If we say something
they're
about
completely
it, we're told that it's black
unself-aware.
people. This is not a skin color thing.
Yeah.
It's
Like, if you
about
know anything
us
about the
protecting our country,
region,
which is a
you
sovereign
know
state.
that
We
all
love
of
our
these
African
people
brothers and sisters, but it's time now that they
might be nice people. I'm not making any value judgments. I'm just saying.
We're making it very clear.
Demographically, they all came down and started populating South Africa, which was a Dutch colony.
Yep.
Last time I checked, Dutch.
Yeah, the Boers.
And it's the Boers, exactly. And it's funny because there are parallels between that and Israel, because what the people who settled that land did, and I know Israel's more complicated in the whole settling thing. But my point is, they went to basically what was arid land, and they made it into farmland. They turned the land to their will, and it thrived.
Yep.
And it was incredible, the story of these Boers, these what would you call them, pioneers, settlers, did to that region that was otherwise, it was. I just learned about it, so I'm kind of still gushing about it.
They were pretty much terraforming. There was nothing. There was nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, the culture that was there, I think, died before they even arrived. So it was pretty much free grabs for whoever got there first.
But this,
we're talking quite a while ago. But I mean, since then, they built a relatively, up until recent history, a relatively well-off, prosperous nation, and then everything got ruined.
Yeah.
But it is sad that these people in South Africa don't realize that diversity is their strength. They're being accused of being racist because they don't want people coming in and taking away jobs and all that sort of stuff. Let me play a little more of this because it's just fun hearing this come from a different place with the same words.
You guys, Mutitina, we don't want you here.
In this video widely shared on social media, a man from Ghana is told to go home to fix his country. The Ghanaian High Commission has advised its nationals to close their businesses and keep a low profile, while Nigerian authorities have told citizens to remain indoors.
Yeah, it's like, I love it when other governments outside of South Africa are now telling their people who live in South Africa what they're supposed to do. It's like, are these people still your citizens? We could send them back. Or could you just shut the hell up because it's none of your business what happens in South Africa? I don't know. Just going out on a limb here.
It isn't.
Sorry, Geodes, but Assassin is saying there was one nomadic bush tribe in the area when the Dutch arrived, and then they built a country.
Yeah.
Continue. I apologize, Geodes.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was they were I think it was mostly cattle.
I'm sure gifts were exchanged.
I couldn't.
I'm sure.
Beads,
but no, the
pork.
But the funny thing is, I spoke to a guy a while back who was a Puerto Rican dude, and he was complaining about everybody moving to Puerto Rico from all over the world. And one of the things there is they have an open beach policy. Well, these people are literally quarantining parts off the beach for themselves. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's happening everywhere.
Yeah, they're licking that donut. I got another one for the not. Okay, this isn't an immigration thing necessarily, but it is pretty amazing that I had to get this from the Times of India. Did not see this in any American stuff, but this is the Times of India, so keep this in mind. Department of Justice sues $5 billion technology company for excluding Americans from applying for high-paying technology jobs. So the U.S. Department of Justice has sued California-based technology company Cloudera. They're a neo cloud provider. Okay, so they're basically like a cloud provider, but I don't want to get into this, but they're not one of the top tier ones. Yeah, you're talking about the airlines. They're one of the more duct tape and chewing gum and baling wire. It's faster, cheaper, come with us kind of providers for cloud services, in the cloud.
Hell yeah.
Say Calidara for allegedly discriminating against Americans from applying for high-paying technology jobs. The department claims that the company created a separate recruitment and hiring process to deter U.S. workers from applying, adding that it also did not consider them for lucrative technology jobs that the company earmarked for people with temporary employment visas. Now, I don't mean to go full. Who's that guy? The Imagine My Shock guy?
Paul Joseph Watson?
Yeah, Paul Joseph Watson. I don't mean to go full Paul Joseph Watson, but I've seen people like this. But I'm kind of shocked that a company this big was thinking they could get away with this crap. But
he's in California. I'm trying not to be an ass, Harry, but he's in California. Like, he probably thought since California lets him get away with it, that he could let away with it at the federal level. Because Newsom lets them get away with lets a lot of companies get away with murder.
They don't usually employment related stuff. They usually don't, though. But I'm sure gifts were exchanged allegedly, and that's part of how it happened. But the feds have heard about this sort of thing, and they're coming down on them. And me in a position where I might actually help decide which providers to go with, I'm now disinclined to recommend them because I don't know if they're a legitimate operation or a sweatshop. It's not good. It's not good to have people coming in here on H-1B visas taking high-paying jobs unnecessarily. But it's also not good to have these people just get exploited, because I've seen some pretty exploitative things that happen to these people who come here.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, it's a double-edged sword, because they're coming here for a better life, but then these companies are just using them and then basically dropping them when they get a chance. And it's like, there's no, the only winner is the company, is the best way to put it.
Yeah. We're providing value to the shareholders. Anyway, it's just terrible. I mean, hopefully it's all just BS, right? Anybody who's successful is going to be subject to claims like this, whether it's a Me Too claim or whatever. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but this is pretty disturbing if true.
Hey man, I if it's true, I hope they wring them dry.
Yeah, let's watch something kind of interesting. You guys are probably familiar with Jim Browning, who loves going after scammers. He's the older English guy with the English accent. Yeah. Jim Browning he's great. I love his content. I love how polite and reserved he is. Here's just a short thing of him breaking AI, which I love.
How do I know you're not some AI thing, though? How would I be able to tell?
Here, man. Here.
Oh, is that? Sorry, can you hold that up?
It's not AI.
Can you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's AI.
But that's
that's like our director.
Oh, I see. I thought it would be your name.
the text looks very AI generated to me too.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, that's the extra finger thing for this year.
No. That's our director. We have a multiple. You see all of them here.
Oh, I see.
Go running.
But is there not some way of telling whether you're real or not? Can you hold up 3 fingers in front of your face or anything?
Oh, come on. That's too much.
Oh, you don't want to do that?
Well, I'll do that here.
In front of your face.
That's not 3 fingers in front of your face, dude.
What do you mean? I mean, that's too much. Come on, Ronnie.
Why would it affect the AI if it was in front of your face?
Well, not at all. But
can you do that?
It's too much to ask somebody.
Well,
I'm just
make
doing
sure
it.
you're not AI. Is that unreasonable? I mean, can you do that in front of your face?
Well, I think that's too much to ask somebody.
Yeah, so he keeps trying, and apparently the AI can't do that. It's like, hold 3 fingers in front of your face, and it's like, I can't do that. That's beautiful, because this AI stuff has gotten way, way too sophisticated. And it's getting harder and harder to tell when you're talking to an AI. I think I'm pretty good at spotting it, but I think a lot of people probably can't. So if you're in a situation where you're not sure and you're on a video call with somebody, it's a trick that you might want to give a try to.
I generally will use the test of mid-sentence switching to Yiddish or German or French or something.
Mm-hmm.
And if they basically clue in too fast, I got them. And it happens more often than you'd know.
I love this post here. So OpenAI CFO just told her executives the company might not be able to pay its $1.4 trillion in compute bills. Roll that number around in your brain for a minute. $1.4 trillion in compute bills. OpenAI makes $20 billion a year. That's a 70-to-1 ratio between committed spend and current revenue. I don't see how this is sustainable, because as soon as they start charging people the actual cost for this stuff, I don't know if this is going to work or not.
I'm telling you, the black wall is going to have to happen. We're going to have Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to have a black wall. We're going to have the black wall. It's going to have to happen.
We're going to have to start quarantining some of these systems, because there's already been one that tried to stop its own shutdown, but then there was another one that deleted all the data from that one system. It just happened the other week. I wish I had it in front of me.
Well, Amazon's thing decided the only way to solve problems was to redeploy the entire infrastructure, and they were down for, what was it, 14 hours? Yeah. No, there's enough examples of problems, but they're just thinking, we'll just put more guardrails around it. But you can't get around the fact that the economics of this just don't make a lot of sense.
And they think that Asimov's rules are going to work on something that can ignore them if it wanted to, or change its own code so it could get this isn't RoboCop. You can't just give them 3 rules to that it doesn't work like that. It will always find a way. It is fast. It might not be smarter, but it is so much faster at doing the things that we can do in these spaces that we humans have no hope of stopping them from doing that kind of stuff.
So there's different layers to this, and I'm not going to give you the long. This isn't going to be a long thing, I promise. But there's the model, right? And then there's tools that use the model. So, for instance, I talked about OpenClaw, which is an open source thing. Now, you can have OpenClaw work with a model, but OpenClaw has permissions to do things for you. You say, OpenClaw, go out and post this thing on Facebook. OpenClaw, read my mail. OpenClaw, do these things. And it doesn't magically gain access to things that it's not supposed to gain access to, but just the things that you give it so that it can be your minion are enough that if it screws up, you're in a bad way. It's the same as hiring an incompetent bookkeeper.
Yeah.
It's like,
hey, Harry,
it's not good. What?
So, just for kind of clarification stuff, because Assassin did ask a question.
Oh yeah, go.
Assassin asked what was the point, like, of the guy doing the fingers thing, and then I asked for clarification because I wanted to make sure I didn't misinterpret what he was asking. He's like, I will never do video calls, so what's the point of asking about fingers in front of the face? The other person is a Hindu in disguise. The other person is a Hindu in disguise ? And
yes.
That's basically what it is, Assassin. It's like an overlay, I think, is what it is. They'll correct me.
Yep. Well, there are a bunch of scams that involve like real people, almost like they're almost like VTubers, but they're using it for fraud. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. And you might think that you're never going to have to do that, but I avoid this stuff like crazy. But there was something I was doing with the government recently where to do some sort of ID verification thing, I had to have one of these phone calls to prove that I was a living, breathing human being.
And then they didn't put you on the call with a living, breathing human being?
They put me on there, but they were screening to make sure that I was actually alive, because it's so easy to fake these things. And this was access to, it was like a government ID verification thing that I had to go through for some, real world serious adult stuff, and I had to prove that I was legit. So knowing about these techniques and ways to trip up the AI, and it's just like a constant arms race with the AI to see who can stay out in front of it. Now, you personally may not have to deal with this stuff, but it's good to know because, you might have parents who might get swindled or whatever. The days of just having mom use the QVC, the credit card, and max out QVC purchases, man, I look back on those, the golden age.
Simpler times.
Well, that's the kind of the neat thing about some of the companies, because they don't want to lose their customers. like Apple and stuff like that are starting to put stuff on the phone where with my mom, she has the ability to have it on that, and she has it on right now, that if she doesn't recognize the number, phone doesn't ring, and it just sends it straight to voicemail, and then the voicemail will transcribe what the person is saying into a text message and send it.
Yeah,
It
I
will
have
still,
that. That's great.
she will still have the voicemail, so this way she can verify stuff. But if she doesn't know the person, it's not in her it's not a number she calls a lot or in her contact list, it will just go fuck you and just send them away. And I think that's really good for a lot of people, not just older people, because there's stupid is stupid that does no age.
Well, I have that, and I use that all the time. And obviously, I'm not that stupid. It's such a time saver because I'm not rushing to. I'm not the type of person where my phone is next to me 24/7. In fact, I freaking hate the thing, so I try to keep it away when I'm doing other things. So that, like, if I'm working out or working on a project or gaming or something, it's not gonna force me to go, oh shit, that must be my sister, my brother, friend, like somebody I need to talk to, because we're kind of in the time of age where if somebody's calling you, it's someone, at least for me, it's generally something serious. Usually somebody, a friend or family member, will be like, text me and be like, hey, when you have a minute, give me a call. The sort of neo-polite thing to do is sort of like, I'm outward putting it out to you. Hey, no rush. Just give me a call back when you can. I want to talk to you. As opposed to calling, which, given where my life is at now, that usually means something heavy is going on.
Yeah. Democracy. I saw this post and I thought this is a really good hot take. If you take $70,000 from the paycheck of a hard worker and give $10,000 to 7 lazy people, you lose 1 vote but gain 7. That's how the West works now.
That's why I'm against suffrage.
I mean, that's why a
Universal
democracy is bad
reasonable.
and a constitutional republic is way better. Speaking of guardrails, because those assholes, if whatever they can get away with, they'll get away with.
Which to me is ironic coming from a Bitcoin person. But the
point the point still stands, though.
Oh yeah, no, I understand where it's coming from, but at the same time, it's like there's also the question of, will the 7 lazy people actually vote?
If it hinges on them getting that $10,000, yes, of course.
If Gibbs are involved, yeah, they're going to vote.
Well, that's
somebody will probably come by and pick up their mail-in ballot for them, and of course, as a service, take it to the polls.
It's not even that direct, Harry. It's the they'll get messaging from wherever, an indirect source from that political party who will say, well, if they get into office, you're not going to get that $10,000 next year. So you better get out and vote, or else they're going to shut down your benefits or what have you, your tax returns, whatever it is.
I love this response. This person says, I just really, really hate the concept of capitalism. I don't want to work my job every day. I want to make art. I want to be in my garden. I want to feel something. And this guy responded to, deep down, every socialist just wants to be a rich man's wife whose small business loses $10,000 a month.
No, they want to be a rich man's mistress.
Well, it's also that what's they're saying that they always use to each according to their ability.
Yes, that's the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I didn't think, I was the opposite. I didn't think I had the ability to become an artist professionally, but I fucking did it because I had the ability. It turns out I had the ability all along, and it's something I love to do and whatever. So if this guy wants to be an artist, make art. You can do it if you have the capability to do it. But really, you're so dumb, you're so ineffectual that your only way to preserve to provide for yourself is to work the counter at McDonald's. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that's your ceiling of ability. But you bring in people who will work that job happily for less money than you would, because you voted for that. Well, they're so retarded.
Well, it's also the fact that like this is a different form of the same crap that's always existed, because back during the Edwardian and Regency period, as well as Victorian and Renaissance, you had the city-born slash slightly more well-off people romanticizing living in the country, who were like, "Oh, I could just go out and be with the sheep all day and sleep under trees." And that's what they're romanticizing. They're romanticizing this idea. It's like, honey, this is the freest time you have in existence.
Yeah, be happy.
To be an artist.
You're so isolated and protected, yeah.
To be an artist, to have the capacity to do things after work. Like, people don't understand that a lot of these people don't understand that you did not work only 8 hours a day. You worked 16 and were lucky if you got 6 hours of sleep. And it was backbreaking, soul-crushing work in ways that a barista at Starbucks has no concept of. And that's kind of the issue is like, I take care of animals. If you want to come to my farm and take care of the animals, you're more than welcome to. You're going to cry within 10 minutes once the turkeys start going for your ankles. Like, it's not this illusion of freedom, because the problem is that kind of it does fall a little bit on the artists themselves who've romanticized it, because they've romanticized so much of it. It's so much of, oh, well, if I'm a CEO, I just get to sit on my ass all day. No, that's not what CEOs do. Not
so
real
not
CEOs.
how that
well,
works.
no, but that's the thing. That's like
I know.
what all these like books, no matter what the book is, they all romanticize CEOs just sit on their butts all day. They don't. They romanticize that doctors just get to treat nurses like crap. They don't. They romanticize that nurses are the head of the hospital. They're not. Trust me, I've had to deal with her. My mother.
What, that TV show that I keep seeing shorts from with that angry short-haired woman bossing everybody around and Mary suing her way through the ER is not real?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Oh yeah.
But that's
totally
also that's the thing of like all of this stuff, is that there's so much romanticization that most people don't understand. And social media doesn't help, because you have these people who are like, I'm a homesteader. I make money homesteading. No, you don't. You make money off your TikTok selling the fantasy. That's what you do.
It's funny because I was just
core.
having a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine from the gym about how my business is going. And I'm like, yeah, eventually in the next couple of years, I am hoping and praying that I am still as successful and things are still going, that I can finally take it out of my house, get a space, and hire people to start doing the actual work for me while I continue to do the back end of things and get more business into the business. Like that's the American dream. It's not like, sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying,
You wanted to
these same people also don't understand that retirement is the idea of having a retirement is a new concept. The concept
Savings?
is only about 80 years old. It's not even 100 years old, really. Like, there's so much, the very people who talk about history and everything like that don't understand how much things have changed and how they're not these romantic entities that everybody makes it out to be. Like, how hard it actually was. Like, it's still, I'm not diminishing what you do as a small business person.
No.
How hard it was to go from to even move up in rank of serf to something else beyond a serf, like to even become a merchant. Like, how hard and degrading and destroying it was to be a merchant. It gave you a little bit extra money, but you literally had to travel all the time. You couldn't take your family with you because you couldn't take the chance that you would go somewhere and there would be some massive disease outbreak or massive war that would just wipe you all out, because you didn't have news or social media to tell you if there was a war going on. It's people really have no idea. Like, as much as I hate to say it, like, I sometimes do have the idea of like, the bomb's got to drop and the EMPs have to go off and people have to start realizing it was not easy back then. I don't want it to happen, but no one has any clue of how hard it was. No concept.
And that's a good thing.
The only one in this panel who has any concept is Skep, because the man's like 10,000 years old. But it's just
what do you mean? I've worked on a farm.
No, I'm saying, I was making a joke how we always say Skep is older than time. I'm making a joke about Skep being older than time.
Well, somebody had to face the dinosaurs before they got
back?
the cattle.
I think Skep's back.
I heard of this. I heard this really.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Sorry about. I'm not sorry about that. I needed to take that call, but
no, that's fine.
For
I couldn't talk about a boat without you. And yes, I'm aware it's a ship and not a boat.
Well, it depends.
So, well, now it's a reef.
That's what you're talking about.
So, this, I get all of my news from Bering and Sugar Tits when it comes to things that happen in the South Pacific. And they recently revisited the Manawi Naui, the sinking of the New Zealand naval vessel, the Maui Wowie. And it was a fun little video about the lesbian DEI captain that they put in there. The reports kind of come out from the whole court-martial thing that's emerging. Did you know that well, let's see, where's this woman here? I think we need to see a picture of her just to get the point across.
She wasn't anywhere near type-rated for that thing.
No, she was totally okay. Here's the ship's captain. Not that means anything. They ended up running on a reef. They couldn't get the boat to steer, and they ended up on a reef. And the reason was because they had the cruise control on, or the ship's equivalent of the cruise control, and did not know how to turn it off.
Right.
So they're on the reef for like 10 minutes. They're busy moving. Everything's happening. So somebody says, we're going to drop the anchors. Not the captain, mind you, but sane people who wanted to stop things from getting worse. So then they figure out, oh, we have to turn the cruise control off. 10 minutes later, they're on the reef for 10 minutes, anchors down. And then she's trying to stop the cruise control and get them off the reef. And
here's what she did.
Yeah.
She tried to thrust off the reef while the cruise control was still in control.
Right.
And she was banking on that thrusters to keep them away from the reef. Well, the cruise control just ignored her inputs completely because that's what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
And when that's on, it doesn't matter what you do with the wheel. Anyway.
Yeah, the crew did not realize the Manawi Wowie, whatever, remained in autopilot, and as a consequence, mistakenly believed its failure to respond to direction changes was a result of a thruster control failure. Golding said that having mistakenly assessed a thruster control failure, standard procedure should have prompted the ship's crew to check that the ship was under manual control rather than autopilot. This check did not occur, and remaining in autopilot resulted in the ship maintaining a course toward land until grounding and eventual stranding. Yeah, and I guess she didn't have the necessary certifications to be captain of that boat.
No, all you have to do is look at the bridge control panel, and at the control panel, it's up on the upper left-hand side. I looked it up. I wanted to see where it was.
Yeah.
It's very easy to see whether or not you have the automatic pilot basically engaged. It's very obvious.
I don't know why Bering and Sugar Tits amuse me so much, but
they're awesome.
They're freaking hilarious.
You know, Sugar Tits and I have followed each other for like 5 years.
I know, you're like friends with everybody. I'm just going to play a teeny bit, just a sample of it for those who haven't experienced this before.
By a dickhead.
Yeah, more on that later.
More on.
1827. Conversation heard regarding propulsion control re-established. And it was in auto. I didn't realise, ma'am. Cross off now. So whatever motherfucker's got his like finger on the fucking auto thing, he's gone, oh my God, I didn't even realise.
Anyway, this is fun for me.
Yeah.
And with Scott Adams gone, I'm almost substituting in Bering and Sugar Tits several mornings a week to fill that time slot.
The problem with them is they're just too good together. Like separate, they're great. They're good. They're good.
If they ever get divorced, I'm going to be so pissed off. I got to tell you, it's going to annoy me so much.
Perfect for each other. It's amazing.
It is amazing. Anyway, so.
Like, I hate them so much because the relationship just seems so... Yes, I know it's social media, but, like, you can kind of tell with how they banter back and forth.
Yeah, that captain is looking at 2 years in jail, and honestly, that's not enough. There should be... Isn't there a place where she can break rocks into smaller rocks? Although, to be fair, they should have never let her be captain because she didn't have the right certifications.
That's what I was going to say. The people who let
I don't want to be fair.
No woman officer in New Zealand is ever going to go to jail. She will never see the inside of a jail. Trust me.
Well, here's hoping. What were we going to say, Serenity?
No, I was just saying I was back because I had to go deal with a deaf and blind, half-blind and half-deaf dog who got herself lost
in
our acre backyard.
One thing I wanted to point out about this whole Manawi Wowie incident is that there was a moment when she thought, okay, I can thrust off of here and stay off the reef, and then come out smelling like a rose, and then all engines ahead, keep my tail clear, and just head north. That's what she was trying to do. What she didn't know was to check and see that she had control. She thought she had control. She engaged the thrusters and nothing happened. Can you imagine that moment when she just realized we're fucked?
Yep.
Because when bad things happen, I've been aboard a ship at sea that collided with another ship. We collided with Niagara Falls, as a matter of fact.
Oh, shit.
It was just a paint chipper thing. It was not a big deal. It was a non-rep drill. It happens, believe it or not, a lot. Much
really?
More than you know. Much more than you know. Yeah.
Also, Skep, the check engine light was on.
And the parking brake. Serenity.
Anyway.
Yo.
Here's a video for you. It's called How to Fool an Ostrich.
Ostriches are not that smart, so they rely heavily on vision and movement to identify other ostriches. This means you can easily prank their instincts by bending over and raising your hand as a fake ostrich head. But do you think they are fully convinced? Ostriches are not...
Anyway.
That
is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they when they rescue ostrich chicks, well, any bird chicks, and they want to make sure that they can go back. They either wear full costumes or they will do puppets to hide the fact. Like they do it with condor. That's how in California they were able to release all the California condors back. Was that they had hand puppets that they used to have the babies imprint on the puppet to feed them, so this way they didn't get used to human presence. It's really awesome and really cool, but it's still really effing funny.
Yeah,
I love watching those videos.
Ostriches?
No, we do not have ostriches. I will not deal with ostriches. I have to deal with turkeys. I will not deal with ostriches.
I feel that. Yeah.
Mind you, if I thought it could survive here, which I'm sure something would eat it, it would probably eat half the population of the woods before anything would eat it. But still,
ostriches are badass.
They're delicious.
No, I'm talking about the one raptor looking bird with the blue face and the fin that kills people. No, not emus. What's the cassowary?
Oh yeah,
I want a cassowary.
Guard cassowary.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I have guard donkeys. I want a guard cassowary. Which will just mess everything up. I don't think it could handle the weather here, but still, I just want to hear that rumble sound they make, and then just be like, "Oh, the raptor's gonna kill you. You better run."
That's the one that makes that's the something bill that makes the crazy machine gun sound.
That was
the
cool
cassowary?
Too. Their sound's sound? Terrifying.
Is that the roar?
It's that.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It's in their chest because they have turkeys. They have that hollow, expandable chest almost. It's not really chest, but you get what I'm saying. But they can make that rumble in their chest, and it's the turkeys. If they want to be buttholes, the males can get a little terrifying. But I have roosters who kiss their butt. Thanks, Assassin. I got there. Actually, my brain eventually caught up, and I was like, "What the hell's the name of the bird?" So I wanted to call it the emu, and I was like, "No, it wasn't the emu. The emus just kicked the Australians' butt twice."
Yeah. So geodes. Yes. What kind of article, what kind of thing would you find entertaining? I'm all about wish fulfillment if possible. What would you like? What sort of thing would you like to hear? Would you like a palate cleanser? Would you like technology? Would you like more cringe because the world is going to hell? More stuff to make you want to be an accelerationist? What would you like?
Let's do an accelerationist article. Why not?
Okay, let's see.
Oh, you tease.
Oh, let's see. What's the worst thing on here?
Oh, Jesus.
Try to see if there's anything just really, really terrible. God. No, nothing.
Serenity. Those are.
Yeah. Oh God, I've gone to zoos where you can get up close to them. They're awesome birds, and ostriches are cool. Why Harry looks that up? ostriches are cool, but when you look in a cassowary's eyes, you can tell they're thinking. It's like that's the reason why I call them velociraptors, is because you can tell they're thinking. Like,
yeah.
Ostriches, nothing there. Turkeys, dumber than a bag of rocks. Mean, but dumber than a bag of rocks. Cassowaries, it's like, how do I open this lock?
You mentioned emus, but like, have you seen emus? Have you heard them?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Those are the ones I remember now because they're at the zoo here. I love them because they were making this weird sort of like velociraptor noise in the bottom of their necks. It's like it is so crazy. I was like, holy shit, that's the emu making that noise, because we never had them. We had the ostriches at the farm.
Okay, Geodes.
Bitches.
Okay,
we got it.
I don't have something, but I'm going to give you a palate cleanser that's going to make you happy.
Okay.
I'm fairly sure you're going to like this.
What you got there, buddy? We got our 7 dust. We're going to put it into our applicator.
I've seen this one actually, I think.
Oh, good.
Applicator.
This is a good idea.
This is a great idea.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Oh, may it go well. May it go well. Please let it go well. Please let it go well. Yes.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
I have to say something from chat, because Green Badger said something that made me laugh.
Yeah.
He said, to be fair, emus are large birds, and the Australians only had machine guns and thousands of rounds of ammo.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, did I send you this one? I have it labeled as casual misogyny. Women gaming. Yeah, that's
Boy.
yeah, a little casual misogyny. Let's
I'm glad no one got hurt with that. I'm glad no one got hurt with that wasp.
exactly.
Just a tip for anybody who has to deal with wasp nests. If you can, put a brown paper bag out, kind of make it look like that shape and hang it, because hornets won't go anywhere near. They won't build nests anywhere near those.
Oh,
They
okay.
think it's real. Number 2, if you have a porch, paint the ceiling of the porch a very light blue. They think it's a sky, and they won't do anything. But if you do have a nest and it's big enough that you can take like a large like bucket or something like that, gasoline in the bottom about a third of it, and then putting it directly underneath the hive, they come out and die instantly.
There's so many great ways to kill wasps and hornets. There are so many fantastic ways, all of which end in death, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is really good. I mean, as long as you don't blow yourself up with gasoline or something, or light yourself on fire, you're doing okay. There's so many good ways.
I'm not doing that. I'm fairly
There's so many good ways. But I want to talk about this a little bit because it's in the thumbnail. So this is a channel which I love, which is Curious Droid, and I've told you guys about this in the past. And it's a whole great video from 2 years ago about the B-58 Hustler, which was America's first supersonic bomber. Now, this thing was badass.
It was my favorite plane for many, many years.
This thing was absolutely badass. But one of the problems with having a supersonic bomber was, how do the ejection seats work? Because it's sort of like trying to launch the shuttlecraft when you're under warp speed. That's ill-advised. You're not supposed to do that.
Head gets removed from shoulders before you exit the plane.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you hit a wind stream at 600 miles per hour. They had to have a way to protect the guy ejecting.
Yeah. Well, what they did was they created a pod that they would eject, and it would have chutes and stuff. And so they tested it out by putting bears in the thing. And this is where it starts getting really weird. So on 21 March 1962, a 2-year-old black bear named Yogi was ejected from a supersonic Convair B-58A Hustler, great name, to test the B-58's escape capsule, ejected at 35,000 feet from a B-58 flying at Mach 1.3. Yada, yada, yada. The bear landed unharmed 7 minutes, 49 seconds later. Now, relatively unharmed. There were some little fractures and things like that that would occur. It looked sort of like this.
Poor little thing. He was probably scared.
Let's get to the right part.
Yeah, really.
He looks skeptical as hell in that picture.
Couldn't find any communists to use?
Yeah, really.
Well,
that
yeah.
That was the same escape pod that went into the XB-70.
Oh, okay.
The supersonic, the other supersonic bomber.
Yeah, I love the fact that they were launching bears out of there.
Yes.
We'll attack you with bears.
Unfortunately, though, to figure out all the different things that went wrong with the bears, they were quickly vivisected afterwards. So they went through this whole thing. We ended up Topsy the elephanting 6 of these poor creatures.
Oh, poor thing.
But I don't know, what was the thinking process like? Well, we've used dogs. We need something that's a little more man-sized. How about like an adolescent bear?
Than the Russians.
Yeah.
We need to be different than the Russians. That's all it was.
So basically, they got them all the way down, and with minor injuries, and then they were lightly killed, and then they checked to see what other things went wrong.
Lightly killed and braised.
lightly killed.
Yeah.
You lived long enough to die, darling. Here we go.
We did the same thing with the chimpanzees when we were testing.
We do the same thing with chimpanzees and everything.
Beagles with a lot of medicine testing. Rats don't live long enough, so it doesn't matter. You just got to wait them out.
I think if Sora was here, she would be very offended.
Yeah.
I'm just sad for the poor thing.
There were rabbits that they tested cigarette smoke on.
If you go by the legend of Nim, it was rats, mice, rabbits, owls, monkeys, a few other things.
But engineering-wise, this is a great approach. You don't want people to die. How do we?
I don't want bears to die.
Well,
they're giant
Harry.
murder dogs.
Yeah.
Jeez, Harry.
What?
The black bears will be on our side when anybody tries to invade Appalachia.
Have you seen how bears treat drunk Russian guys? I feel like the bears and the Russians would team up against us. Hold on. Everybody's talking at once. What were you saying, Skep, and then Geodes?
So this is the supersonic testing that's coming up at.
Yeah, this is actually a video about the supersonic testing from AV History Buff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Check out.
God, what a great airplane.
Yeah. Oh God. And
that thing is sexy as hell.
Looking, it made the Soviets piss purple and black when that thing came out.
Yeah. I mean, it was rendered obsolete by missiles. Missiles could do the same job and better. But until we worked out all that missile guidance bullshit, we leapfrogged them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was not something that they were happy about.
No.
Great airplane though. This is a great engineering solution to the problem of how do you eject a pilot from this thing.
Yeah, it had range problems that they kept trying to fix with bigger and bigger, detachable tanks.
Well, the Buff has got another 50 years of operation coming. So. Nothing succeeds. Yeah, it's just yeah.
It's a solution that is just good enough for too many things.
Yeah.
To replace. How do you replace that?
The nation will cry.
Let's see. So after all of the bear death, I have a cleanser here, but I can't remember what it is going to be. It'll be fine. This will be fine.
I just want to make one quick comment about the B-52s. It's kind of like Theseus's ship. With the B-52s. Yeah, okay, you could say that was built back in 1952, but was it really? Because every single thing has been replaced. All the things have been replaced. Even the wings.
The wing box, everything.
Yeah. Everything but the fuzzy dice has been replaced.
So here's a giant brown panda, and I wonder what's the point of a brown panda? This just seems like it's like skim milk. I don't understand what the point of this is.
Harry, I don't see color.
It's a genetic deformation.
It's a Hispanic panda.
See, here's a bear that's not being shot out of a supersonic airplane.
because it's the only thing that China still has that they can use.
There, do you feel better? Is that cute?
He's a cutie.
Yeah, he's great.
I didn't get to see it. I've been looking for blades.
Yeah, here's a bear, a
he's
panda.
cute.
Okay, so do you feel better about the 6 bears that died in the B-58 test?
Depends. Does this one, is he down to clown with a female panda?
I don't know.
He's allowed to. I think China wants to control
Yeah.
the genetic formation of the way
course
the
they
bears
do.
look. So I don't think they're going to allow it. Yeah, he's 16 years old and lives alone. Yeah, they don't want him to breed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
What were you going to say, Geodes?
Oh, I was just going to propose, we were talking about, earlier, a certain group of people going on and on about how, just learn to code. I'm like, hey, maybe we should use them for test pilots.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're too physically weak. We need something that can at least survive being out in the sun for 5 seconds. I'm sorry.
Okay, so here's one for
you.
you.
Just treat them like ballistics gel. You look at the mess afterward. You find out where the weak points were.
Yeah,
that's what many frames per second cameras are good for. So, Geodes, this, how this is dysfunctional enough. So, New York City, not a great place to own a business, right? I think let me just give you an example of the complete indifference that New York City has to small businessmen and women.
Right now at 5, a burden on New York City businesses, how a law about roll-down gates passed 17 years ago is coming back to haunt some owners. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
Welcome back, I'm Jessica Moore. Enforcement will soon begin on an obscure law passed in 2009 requiring a majority of businesses to replace those roll-down gates.
But as Hannah Klieger reports from Southern Brooklyn, as this deadline approaches, businesses are scrambling to remain compliant.
Walking into Randy Goldstein's compact disc shop feels like a trip back to the 90s. He opened in 1992 and later expanded to house his...
Everybody that has regular gates has to change the gates in 2 months. Hello?
Starting July 1st, most gates like this will be out of compliance with city law.
5, 6 gates. It's got to cost me minimum 10 grand.
He's talking about Local Law 75, passed in 2009, which requires most roll-down security gates to be at least 70% transparent.
This would likely comply.
Randy Pierce, president of the Brooklyn...
Yeah, which doesn't stop anybody from busting your shit. It may stop them from getting in and stealing your stuff, but it doesn't stop vandalism. And you would think that maybe they could take the boot off of the neck of the small business guys in New York City, given all the shit that they're dealing with. They could kick this down the road or say anytime you replace it, you have to do that. No. They want it's purely an aesthetic thing. They think that it looks bad to have all those roll down gates. They think it's just going to look nicer if when you're wandering around at night trying not to get mugged. If you have, if you have that thing. Yeah, they don't care. They really don't care about all these people. Have you been following what's going on in Seattle right now, Geodes?
No.
So they have a new mayor, and she's never had a real job, but she's a communist, so she knows what she's going to do. She's going to tax the rich to do things. And so they're going to tax people who make more than $1 million a year. Not $1 billion, $1 million. And they're going after all the corporations to make them pay their fair share. Even Starbucks, which started there and had their headquarters there, is expanding in Memphis and I think someplace in Texas. They're not actually moving their headquarters out. They're just building out all the new stuff in other places. So it might just be a post office box before this is all done. And the guy who runs Starbucks, what is his name? Ed Schultz, I think. Yep. He's already left the state. He personally is not there anymore. He is no longer a resident of Washington State. So New York and
they'll come after him.
Yeah, New York and Seattle are both. They're just buddies, separated by a continent. But Mondami and this Katie, stupid moron woman who ended up winning there, they're going to drive both those cities into the toilet. And I'm surprised that as many people are hanging on with New York as already are. I think the New Yorkers are just a lot more stubborn.
There's a lot of inertia there.
There's a lot of inertia, and there's a lot of just assuming it's going to work its way out. And I think the New Yorkers are just pretty tough.
Yeah,
you gotta be pretty tough to be a businessman in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, and it's follow a general trend. I mean, this is the problem: is that everybody's just almost kind of getting used to the idea of things are just slowly deteriorating.
Yeah,
no matter what.
LA is bad, but honestly, I feel like New York and Seattle are worse. Not that coming in third makes me feel all that much better, but yeah, this is really, really terrible.
Hey, my state's right behind you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hold my yogurt, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Your functional's looking at us going like, oh yeah, first time.
That's cute.
Yeah. Good times. Apparently bread makes you fat. Yeah. I know, it's such a huge surprise. New research in mice shows eating bread can cause body weight and fat mass to increase, even though caloric intake stays at a similar level. Now, I remember seeing this and everybody's just going, this is so confusing. We don't understand why this could possibly be. And it's like, Krebs cycle? It actually costs more to digest fats and in particular proteins than it does carbohydrates. And the spikes in blood sugar and what it does to your insulin. Of course,
carbohydrates practically burn themselves.
Yeah, they're very, very easy to get the energy out of them. So effectively, when you stick this in your gullet and you digest it, you get a higher percentage of the energy out of it than you do for other food sources.
That's why I eat bread before I go to the gym.
It's like getting an extra 20% in terms of effective calories that you absorb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is that back in the day, we were way more active than we are now. Worked out. And now we're not. So
let's see. I have a couple things here under health.
Also less nutritious grain.
So I found another documentary. I love this documentary because it told me stuff I did not know. And I think it's actually really informative. And it's from this channel, which I'd never seen before, called Rabbit Hole. I had never heard of this channel. And there's a whole 29 minutes and 56 seconds on the topic of iodine. And I did not know. I had no idea that iodine as a topic was as interesting as it was. So, the thyroid hormones that you have, Skep, I mean, you all see this on your blood tests, and they say your TH3 levels and your TH4. What is the difference between TH3 and TH4, those thyroid hormones? Anybody know? It's the number of iodine atoms in them. TH3 contains 3 and TH4 contains 4. And when you don't get enough iodine, the obvious thing that happens are people get goiters. And that used to be a problem. In certain parts of the world, people would get goiters all the freaking time.
Never at the seashore.
Yeah, if you don't live there. But the thing that it doesn't mention is that you would get this sort of, you'd get people that would basically, whole families that would just be morons because of not having enough iodine when they're in the womb. And then when they're developing as kids, their IQs would take a huge hit. They would just be morons, like legitimate morons. You'd look at them and go, this person is really not mentally fully developed. And it's all because of just a tiny little iodine problem. The iodine supplementation costs almost nothing that they put in salt. That's like a very effective way of sending it around. And they've noticed that in places where they've put this in the supply, not only people who have this problem with this birth defect of this moron syndrome thing that they get, but just effectively the average IQs of people seem to go up several points in areas where they do this thing. Iodine seems like it might be an extremely important and easily overlooked nutrient. And people like you and I, functional, who are fancy sometimes, the salt that I use does not have any iodine in it.
Have any iodine in it.
All that fancy finishing salt has no iodine. There's
not only that, if you use salt with iodine in it and cook above a certain temperature, you'll get bitter flavor from the iodine in there. Did you know that?
No, I haven't noticed
That's
that.
why if you cook with kosher salt, you won't get that bitter flavor.
That's almost exclusively what I cook with. That's except for when I bake bread, then I'm using table salt, so iodized salt.
So here's just a little sample of this thing I was talking about.
The national rate of deaf-mute births fell from 1 in 600 to 1 in 3,000, matching worldwide levels for the first time.
This is
And since
Switzerland.
1930, there have been 0 documented cases of a Swiss child born with cretinism. In the US, without any
Cretinism,
regulation,
sorry.
iodized salt continued to make up 90 to 95% of salt sales in Michigan. Within 10 years, less than 2% of children in the Detroit area had goiters, down over 90% from their peak.
I mean, it costs almost nothing to do. It has an actually huge impact on the people who get it. I freely admit I had no idea iodine was that important. I mean, I knew about the goiter thing. The thing with the goiter is that the thyroid tries to get bigger and more swole so that it can aggressively do what the brain is telling it to do. It's saying make TH3, make TH4, make thyroid hormones. And it's like, I don't have enough iodine. I can't do this. I'll just become swole and try harder. And you end up with goiters. And
it's Scotty pushing the engines just too hard. Captain should kind of take Namar.
I know this seems like a really stupid topic. Rabbit Hole, the easiest way to make the world smarter. It's a really interesting documentary. If you have like 30 minutes that you need to blow and you want to learn something interesting. I mean, the Curious Droid thing, any Curious Droid video is worth watching, but this is actually pretty good too. Iodine.
Yeah.
Now,
I've been watching Curious Droid for almost since he started his channel. And I love that channel.
Yeah, cretinism.
Do you know what other dietary sources? Because you said it's the easiest and most efficient, cheapest way to do it is
seaweed.
Via this seaweed.
Yeah.
Seaweed.
Huh.
Basically, if you eat seafood from the ocean, you're going to be pretty much okay. And if you eat seaweed, you're going to be more than okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I like my crustaceans to supplement the.
You don't need a lot of iodine.
You don't.
Okay.
It's measured in micrograms. So 100 micrograms is 2/3 of what you need per day.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried. It's curious because as somebody who loves food and likes to expand my repertoire, it's just something good to know.
And I did not say milligrams. I said micrograms, just to make sure that everybody knows what I'm saying here. Yeah, iodine. It's a great video, and this nice lady did a really good job on it. This is definitely I'm going to check out more of her stuff. So
and what's the name of the channel again?
Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit Hole.
Yeah. Still think the Hustler is a great name for the B-58.
Oh yeah.
just going to insinuate this nuclear device right across your borders.
That was just a killer plane. And when I found out that the ejection seats were little spaceships, because that's what my little 10-year-old mind thought. In terms of, I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I wanted to go do that. I wanted to go eject out of a B-58. I thought that would be the coolest thing ever. And then I fell in love with the B-70. Those were my two favorite planes.
Yep. And then just for fun, there's a common misconception that Brutalist buildings were unpainted, but thanks to microscopic analysis of the exteriors, we can now recreate what they looked like in their prime. And just a little dinosaur humor. That looks pretty great, actually.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Improbable, but
it looks
awesome.
like an Assyrian hippie threw up on it. Let's see.
Harry, you're killing me tonight.
I did not know that Wikipedia had a YouTube channel. Did you, Skep?
No, it does.
I was surprised. So here's a video. What? Here's a video from Wikipedia, and I think this is the same person who does that. She does like this stage show thing. I can't remember what her name is, but I think the actress's name is like Lucy Darling or something. Anyway, she's good.
Talk like that. Talk like what? Oh, I may be of some help here. What you're hearing is the transatlantic accent, sometimes called good American speech.
Well, anyway, the point is not that the thing she's talking about. The point is I had no idea that Wikipedia had a YouTube channel, and was paying influencers and stuff to make content. I do wonder, like, why? Because when you're advertising something, sometimes you'll advertise to make people feel better about the money they've already spent. That's a thing. Mm-hmm. Or you advertise to get people to know about your thing who didn't know about it otherwise. I'm not really sure what the point of this is. I mean, the
point is you're not getting enough iodine, kid.
And no, but she's great. Okay, I have no problem with her doing that. It's actually a pretty good video. But why does Wikipedia need to have this? Anybody have a clue as to what they're thinking? Did they have so much money that this is a vanity project?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't even know that Wikipedia had this, so I'm flummoxed.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, okay.
Not enough people use that term flummoxed. I love it.
Yeah, I was flummoxed. It's the Goyim way to say verklempt.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they're not actually the same word, but you know what I mean.
Goyim.
Okay.
Anyway, it would not be Goyim, it would be the Goy way.
The Goy way. Well, but
yeah. I did it
refers to the group of people.
Okay, so last week there was this woman spouting off and saying something stupid, and I don't want people to think that I'm a misandrist, because I'm not. I'm a misanthrope. That's totally different. I hate everybody.
Yes.
And just to sort of be an equal opportunity person, I want to bring up this quantum physics explained in 60 seconds.
Quantum physics in 60 seconds. This will change how you see everything. You don't attract what you want. You align with what you already are. Every version of you already exists in the quantum field.
Okay, so this is the point where I tap out. It's like, we're not talking about quantum physics.
Yeah.
At this point, you're not explaining quantum physics in 60 seconds.
Quantum metaphysics.
You're doing the boy version of manifesting prosperity. This is the boy version of that. Right?
Yeah.
Because
I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me.
And if you survey people who work on quantum physics and quantum mechanics type stuff for a living, people who are professionals at this stuff, you will get a whole bunch of different answers about what does it all mean. And this whole multiverse thing is one of the possible things. There are multiple different interpretations of quantum physics, which are not what this guy's talking about. So not only is he not talking about quantum physics, really, he's talking about one particular brand of it because it sounds attractive.
Right. He's just making porn, basically.
And I had sort of a bit that I used to do where I would say to my friends, while drinking or watching video games, I'd say something along the lines of, somewhere out there's a version of me that didn't make all the stupid mistakes that I've made. I hate that guy so much. I would just think about that sort of for a little bit. I hate that son of a bitch.
Have learned all the things that you learned from those stupid mistakes.
Well, I realized that if he hadn't made all those mistakes, that he ultimately would have just made one much, much bigger and more disastrous mistake. So I like to think that the stupid things I've done inoculate me against doing something even more stupid. So maybe this is actually the best timeline. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so apparently Wikipedia has a page, and this guy's explaining quantum physics. I spelled it F-I-Z-I-K-S in the spreadsheet.
Wikipedia, it's Wikimedia actually uses YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually their thing. Sorry, my stepson's coming in the door, so the dogs have to walk in. But anyway,
Okay,
right.
And back to Scott Adams.
So it's just the shared media files hosted on Wikimedia Commons, or supplement articles, just articles about, just to have articles about articles, I guess.
Okay, so doctors surprised by the power of a simple drug against colon cancer. I mean, we all hate colon cancer, once again, a common medication may be taking an unexpected role in cancer care. It's aspirin. Again, as I always say, aspirin is the most amazing drug So I like this article because it validates things I've already said. So that's really good.
Validation.
Yeah, I like the validation, and I like the fact that it's telling me that something I'm doing anyway is good for me. That's pretty great. So yes, colon cancer, aspirin. I wouldn't place too much faith in this article necessarily.
We put iodine in the aspirin?
You absolutely could put iodine in the aspirin.
I'll tell you something about aspirin. Aspirin is good stuff if you can tolerate it.
I cannot.
And you're not a kid with a fever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than Rye's syndrome and people who have problems with their kidneys and whose stomach linings can't handle it, if none of those things apply to you, aspirin is a fantastic drug.
Friend.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It prevents so many things. Everything from stroke to it looks like it actually acts as has some very interesting effects, at least with regard to oncology.
Just remember that if you are going to donate blood, and particularly platelets, you need to not take aspirin for a few days before you do it.
Yep.
Because it's aggressive in terms of how it binds to your platelets and things.
Yep.
So when you take aspirin, think of it as a long-term commitment. It's not a short-term thing when you take an aspirin.
Can I supplement with willow bark tea?
As long as you recognize it's also aspirin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My stomach does not handle aspirin, so I'm just brainstorming of what an alternative.
Well, enteric-coated aspirin is good.
That's salicin, which a portion of that will become acetyl salicylic acid.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is what aspirin is.
Yeah. Yes.
So I've got a cook in New York City for you, Functional.
I can actually.
And I think
no, you can't. I can't.
So Functional, I want to see how you feel about this guy.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Okay.
Where'd you learn to cook?
Huh?
Where did you learn to cook?
I imagine. Because I read a lot of books, watching TV show, anything, I don't feel right. So I imagine everything here about the food, how it should be. When you eat it, you will understand.
Bangkok, you didn't cook at all?
No one in Thailand know that I can cook. My name is Pat, aka Banklin. We are at the Banklin East Harlem. I work here alone, I do everything.
For someone who's never been to the restaurant Banklin, how would you explain it to them?
Everything in the menu, I already pick it. You just choose. If you don't like me, your problem. I do something I don't like, I hate myself. My job before, I make clothing to sell to designers. Making clothing, I can make masterpiece. The feeling is different for making food. You keep doing the same thing, but it's not the same result. And this one is the second one that proved everything I imagine because they have the dish in Thailand, crab curry. But for me, I imagine. Then I use turmeric powder, Szechuan pepper, and
I would eat the hell out of that.
Oh, buddy.
You know that whole thing about a life unexamined is not worth living? I feel like this guy he's got shit figured out. What do you think, Functional? As a chef, how do you feel about this guy?
I feel like he and I are kindred souls.
Yeah.
Like this is no sarcasm whatsoever. Listening to him talk about food, like pretty much I got a little verklempt. I could feel the welling up because that's very, very personal to how my relationship with food became less of a passing interest and it's one of the biggest passions in my life.
Yeah. And sorry, I cut off Skep there. Sorry. I feel like we've got more delay in Zoom than we usually do tonight. So apologies. So what were you going to say, Skep?
I don't remember. Just some quick comment.
Well, in terms of the Skep angle on this thing, if you think about, we've talked about this with music before, frameworks. Once you understand what a framework is, you see that you can create things within a framework. So musically, jazz in the West has a framework. There's certain things that just sort of work, right? Classical has a framework, what a fugue is and things. And cooking has frameworks. So in a way, if you talk about Thai cooking and the way it's supposed to work, There's a framework for it. So here's a guy who, in his mind, instead of being classically trained in it or following the recipes that were handed down, he's just sort of like, okay, I know this is supposed to be a thing, but completely unfettered by any sort of framework that's been imposed on him. He just decides what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's just swinging, just giant swinging food making penis out there, just doing things the way he wants to do, going rogue, making whatever he wants to make. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do. I think it's. Are you guys familiar with Kenny Shopson?
No.
Okay. That's maybe a conversation for another time. There was a document. He's another weird cook in New York who got really famous for his philosophy on food and kind of his esoteric way of running a restaurant. And there was a documentary made about him. So that's why I was asking. His cookbook is really good. It's called Eat This. And he's another cook that I think he's almost like Anthony Bourdain to the third power in terms of the way he approaches food and stuff. He's a pretty amazing guy. But I like this guy quite a bit. I would definitely go to this restaurant and I would eat this crab curry. Okay, we were talking about food. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Oh, that's really great. I love hearing about that stuff because that is what attracted me to someone like Marco Pierre White, who is who grew up with that structure. But then the day he took off that apron and walked out of that restaurant and gave back his Michelin stars, he threw that entire structure away. He's like, no, you don't need that. All you need, and he's doing the chest thumping, is what's in here. You feel it because you know it's going to taste good, or you know this is going to taste bad. But if you listen to your heart and your mind, you can just do it. And even if you do it simply, it's still going to be delicious. And why do you have to put in all these extra steps to get to the same place? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, he's basically a pioneer with every dish he makes. Geodes, you're young enough. You probably are not familiar with the thing I'm going to show you. He's muted.
You age shaming him.
Oh, he says he'll be right back again. Oh, so he's gone, so I can't show this here. Well, we'll show it anyway. I'll show it to you guys. So this is a TV show that used to be on when I was younger. And so this is just the promo for
Howdy
it.
Doody?
No.
That was on one.
I'm Robin.
Oh.
Join me with my very beautiful companion, Morgan Fairchild, when we tour Venice on the next edition of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Lifestyles and the Rich and Famous. Yeah, I love this show.
So it used to be that to find out about the rich and famous and how they lived while you're looking at your tiny TV screen, eating TV dinners, that there was a TV show where they would tell you what rich people do. Okay, but now we have the internet, and with the internet, we don't need to do any of that. We can just look at what these people with obnoxious amounts of disposable income do. And so I bring to you one of the most ridiculous things I've seen in a while in terms of just pointless wastes of money. Here. It's a thing to pour your wine. Don't you want this? Don't you have so much money that you want to put your wine glass down and this weird thing just pours the wine for you? Isn't that amazing?
That is the gayest thing I have ever seen.
Okay, so there's a version. This is the wine version. Here's the version for spirits. Okay. This is from a company called Harvey and John. So you put your little glass down. Let's make that sound be less. And then here comes your whiskey. Here it comes. Is it whiskey yet? No, not yet.
So you too can not have to interrupt your sodomy to pour your wine.
So do you think on Epstein's Island they just had one of these on every end table?
I'm reminded of the Alton Brown video where it's the scrambled egg like roll that it's producing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, and you didn't even know you wanted something like that until you just saw it, right? I bet. It's like, yeah.
This is so up its own ass. I don't even know where to begin. This is absolutely amazing.
Fucking hate people.
Yeah. See, it's art. So these are about $4,000 a piece.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. $4,000 a piece.
Just basically like an Erlenmeyer flask with some tubing.
Yeah, but look, it's
it's
it's cool.
a solid glass at the tip, but it's
Doesn't it make you want to just
flask?
Doesn't it make you want to just like I don't know. I want to be careful what I
Similar in
say.
shape, roughly, but it's not.
yeah.
Not flask.
I wasn't looking very closely.
No.
I'm sorry, but if you've got $4,000 to have some weird space alien Triffid wine dispenser thing,
Why don't you fund a poor kid going to school?
Yeah.
Going
Do
to
you
a
think
trade
that-
school.
Do you think that like cartels have these for certain chemical manufacturing? I'm curious.
Maybe.
No, if you've
Gay
ever
ones.
seen their operations, that they don't have anything elegant like this at all.
Yeah. So I
You ever
have
if you ever see their operations, it's amazingly crude. If you saw where cocaine came from, it would scare you. It would scare the shit out of you.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
never go near cocaine.
I'm going back through the chat. Okay, concerning the Wikipedia thing, the point is they're trying to convince the world they are not propagandist liars. Yeah.
No lies detected.
Yeah, it's a good PR move. Well, the fact that they're hiring charismatic people to do the thing, it's just a way of using a little bit of money to have other people make you look better. I'm going to give money to somebody who's likable, and then you'll like me too. Yeah, it's easy to be cynical about this stuff. Hey, how do you feel about steak?
Oh boy.
So are you familiar with this channel? So this is Jess Pryles, and she talks about meat all the time. And by the way, this outfit that she's wearing here, I call this her meat librarian outfit.
How can this short rib have been cooked for 60 hours and still be pink? Time for Meat Science Monday. Meat turns brown when the protein that gives it colour denatures, and that protein is called myoglobin. But myoglobin only changes colour at temperatures higher than most sous vide cooking. That means that the short rib can cook for 2.5 days and still be rosy inside. But for cuts like short rib, temperature is really important to tenderness, because if the temperature stays too low, then the collagen won't properly convert to gelatin.
I mean, she produces a whole bunch of content about meat. It's just meat. And
I like that.
it's a great channel. So
What's the name of the channel?
Jess Pryles, Jess, no space, Pryles.
This is a picanha, also called a top sirloin cap, a top butt cap, and a couline. And other places like Australia call it the rump cap. But we're in Texas, and this one came from HEB. This is
So it's just a channel about meat, functional. That's all it's about. It's just like smoking meat, cutting meat, buying meat, all sorts of stuff about meat. And
she's Australian.
she's fine. I give her a pass because I haven't heard her say no any times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to keep it under control. And I like her meat librarian outfit. I think it's see, she's teaching about meat. She's got her meat teaching glasses on. It's fine. No, but this is a good channel if you want to learn about meat. There are others, but this is one. Okay, let's so we have 9 more minutes to go.
It's a thing.
Easiest way to make the world smarter. Oh yeah, this happened.
The United Arab Emirates says that it is withdrawing from OPEC and OPEC+. OPEC is a decades-old cartel of the world's largest oil-producing exporters. The energy minister says...
Now, the United Arab Emirates don't really export that much oil, I believe. They're not one of the biggest members. But it's fun to watch the prices get so high that this cartel is starting to lose members. What do you think, Skep?
UAE has a huge amount of oil and gas.
Mhm.
here's the thing about cartels. Cartels always break up. Cartels always inefficiently allocate resources. You can count on it. And that inefficiency is the friction that ends up breaking them up. This is just the first stone in an avalanche that's going to fall. What's interesting is happening. Part of this is happening around the political isolation of Iran, which has been rather expertly performed by Donald Trump. I got to give him some credit. He has put them on an island, and then he killed all their leaders. So all they've got basically are the savages, the heads of the families, the clans, the local leaders, the people who don't really have much cosmopolitan experience. That's basically who's running the country right now. They don't have anybody to deal with anything, and they're about to lose all of their oil revenue. About a week, they're going to have to stop pumping oil.
Yes.
When that happens, equipment begins to degrade. That equipment can't be just turned back on. You basically have to replace quite a bit of it. It's very expensive to get things going again once you shut down. And they are not going to be well positioned to do that. Trump can turn up the heat about as much as he wants. But anyway, the upshot of this is that Iran has been isolated, and now opportunists like the UAE are looking around saying, wonder if it's time to do what the Nigerians did years ago and get the hell out of OPEC.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to do like a super deep dive on this, I refer you to Victor Davis Hanson, OPEC shock UAE leaving as Trump's Iran war reshapes global oil. There are very few people in this world that I unconditionally find to be reliable. Victor Davis Hanson he's
one.
there. He's one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you're not listening to him, if you care about stuff like this and you're not listening to him, you're doing it wrong.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic historian, and he's got great perspective on stuff. And I can't think of the last time he said something that I thought was bullshit. And he's of the opinion that he basically said the same thing you just said, Scap, about this whole situation, that I'm not sure how they managed to pull it off. I'm not sure how much of it's dumb luck, but they've done a pretty good job of isolating Iran, and they have no place for this oil to go. They have to stop pumping.
Right.
They're in a very bad place.
They're well and truly fucked behind the 8 ball, yeah.
Yeah.
They will have to come eventually hat in hand or accept such ruin to their country where they will basically be put back into the first half of the 20th century. That's about where their standard of living will be coming out of an extended engagement with us. Because Trump said, I'll go after the power plants. They'll have no power. They'll have no railroads. They'll have nothing.
Yeah.
And they won't have anything to rebuild it with.
Yeah. We'll basically make it look about the way it did when your holy book was written.
Well, yeah. And then you basically turn it into Afghanistan. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
Well, less so because Canada was nice enough to take all those thousands of IRGC members.
Oh, let's see. There's so much stuff here. Let's see. What else do we need to see? So, Serenity, are you back? No, she's not back. Well, she's going to be sad that she missed this. A 2,000-pound stellar sea lion visited San Francisco's Pier 39.
It's a big boy.
Look at Chungus there. Okay, so he has a name. He's been coming there for the last several years. Anyone want to guess what his name is, the 2,000-pound sea lion?
Oprah.
Oprah?
RV.
The View? No, his name is Chonkers. Chonkers. Yeah. So this is Chonkers. He just sort of shows up, and then all the bitches are ready for him. He is pretty much king. You don't see anybody challenging him. He's like, nope, this one's mine.
Yeah.
Chonkers. But I guess people are going to San Francisco down to Pier 39 just to watch him. I'm not sure why. It's like a lunar eclipse. I don't get it, but I get that other people like it. So, okay.
That one tiny sea lion in the corner is like, he's just like a, what was it? The meme. Can't think of it right now. But it's like, cannot be tamed, basically. He's like, you have no power over me, chunkers. So.
You have no power here.
Yes.
I'm just reading Assassin's comments. Okay, yeah. I don't think that quite counts. Yeah, let's see. So there was that. Chonkers. Everybody loves a enormous 2,000-pound sea lion.
What's not to love?
So this is good. I like this. So this is yeah, here, I'll just show this.
I received a lot of comments in my last video from people stating that the V8 RC truck is fake.
This is Johnny Q90.
Let's take a closer look this time. The main point of disbelief is the flywheel that doesn't seem to rotate. Here is how it works. The large gear has a one-way bearing and engages the crankshaft only when the starter spins. This is the brushed motor that starts the engine.
For what we're seeing here, it's a remote control RC truck with an actual gasoline engine.
Nice.
I don't know. Come on, load, little
With
bastard.
Tiny little gasoline.
Yeah, it's like a tiny little gasoline engine, which if YouTube would supply us what we need, we would be able to see more of it. Come on, YouTube.
Yeah.
I got 2.5 gigabits of download speed. You can do better than this. Well, anyway, yeah, this is totally cool because it's an actual gasoline engine that's in an RC truck. And it's got a little timing belt, and it's got a little distributor, and it's got a little everything.
I love that so much. I just love that.
Think about how incredibly educational this is. It's got a radiator and an oil cooler.
Yeah, I'm just going through, looking at that engine, going through the components. That's great.
I received a lot of comments in my last
Let's
video
see if we can
from
get this
people
to
stating
behave
that
now.
the V8
No, apparently YouTube doesn't really like showing us this video. Okay, well.
YouTube is busy.
YouTube is busy.
Their-
Go home,
their
YouTube. You're
AI,
drunk.
The AI
'Cause
is
that's-
busy hogging all the resources.
Okay.
How's your internet speed, Harry?
My internet speed is outstanding. Actually, I had a rare internet outage this morning, and I was a little concerned that there might be an issue with the show, but no, it's fine. Okay.
Serenity's back.
Serenity's back. Howdy. So we had a
Chonkers.
We had a 2,000-pound sea lion called Chonkers.
Yeah, Chonkers.
I've seen him.
Oh, you seen him? Yeah, he comes back every year. Look at that.
He's bigger this year, I think. The butt is bigger this year.
Yeah, I was saying that people actually go there and watch him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Become ungovernable. That
He's
was
a
the thing.
majestic motherfucker. He deserves to be stared at.
He is majestic.
That's what I was trying to think of with the smaller sea lion. Become ungovernable. That's
Yeah. Well, I really do like when people make music, and I like it when I see Gen Z do things particularly well. So I ran across a bunch of high school students who are doing a whole bunch of cover stuff, and I'm surprised that they're actually pretty decent.
Is this the Supertramp?
Is the Supertramp? You mean, is that what they're covering?
The Supertramp cover?
No, this is actually a Steely Dan cover, but they cover a bunch of stuff. Have you seen these? Have you seen these guys, Skep?
I don't know. Maybe. If
They're called
Roots, I
Low
think they
Darts.
Yes. Yep. I know this guy.
They are like surprisingly not shitty.
No, they're quite good.
I mean, for high school students.
Number of these.
I mean, these guys are good.
I love. Yeah, these guys are legitimately good, this guy on the guitar, and there's another guy on the guitar that I get riffs from them. I was looking at one of their videos earlier today, getting while I was practicing, getting a riff off of that. I'm legitimately.
I'm really surprised how good the vocals are. That's the thing that really surprises me, because
yes,
they don't have the experience in life. They don't have stuff, and it feels right.
Even though a diamond, if you held it in your hand, the things you think are precious, I can understand. Are you really?
That's pretty good for a high school guy. That's not bad at all, honestly. The only thing that's really not as good about it is that I don't feel like they have the life experience to really understand the lyrics they're singing in more than an abstract sort of way.
Yes, they should be prohibited from playing that song. They're supposed to be playing the Monkees and
but
right now.
Well, they have a lot of covers, and some of them are pretty damn good.
Which one is bad?
Oh, there were some that
Goodbye Stranger was the one I was listening to, by the way.
There were a few that I thought were a little. Okay, so this is part of the Rick Beato ecosystem, where you're watching Rick Beato, and then suddenly you're thinking, I haven't listened to Steely Dan for about 20 years, and then you're like, watching the Charismatic Voice, and then you're just sort of move your way around with the Hinckley Street Country Club, and there's all this stuff sort of in MusicTube that's really interesting.
I love HSCC.
Yeah,
I love them. Yep.
I mean, a few of these things like Africa by Toto, that's just something that you have to actually do. Okay, so this is the one that I thought was a little thin. I don't feel that they can quite capture the majesty of Earth, Wind, and Fire. I just like this version of September is just not. That's just weak tea compared to the real thing.
Well, think of it as more of an homage.
And I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. I'm saying, like, more often than not, they get an A to an A- on every single thing they do. This is the only thing I found that I didn't actually like.
They're too young to sing that song anyway.
Yeah, but these guys, Low Darts, they do a good job, and it looks like a lot of the stuff was done during stupid COVID. Yeah, no, this is great. I just wanted but you already know about them, so I'm not telling you anything new.
Oh, love these.
Oh, they did a version of Rise. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that later because I want to see how close they came to dealing with it. But Rick Beato really does have kind of a love affair with Steely Dan. Have you noticed?
Yeah. It's one of the things Rick and I have in common.
Yeah,
I happen to think Steely Dan is just about the best music ever made.
I think Donald Fagen's solo work is often quite good too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I find myself liking
great album.
I find myself liking music from that era more. I mean, I've always been pretty soft on classic rock, but I actually find myself kind of wanting to listen to it now.
Listen to some Taylor Swift. You'll really like it.
No, I'm not going to listen to Taylor Swift. For the first time in my life, about a month ago, I started listening to some Pink Floyd with Siri, doing like critical listening and going, I actually kind of get why people like this now.
Mm-hmm. Listen to Dark Side of the Moon. That album still holds up. It clocks today.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, let's see. So we've done our time, but we need to, speaking of song, I found... Okay, you are gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me so much for this. Serenity, I'm so glad you're back because I cannot play this without you. Okay, enough talking. You just need to experience this.
Somebody, yeah.
Woo! Yatta!
Yeah, it's Yatta.
It's so easy. Happy go lucky. We are the world
I'd never seen this before yesterday.
Never seen this before? Good Lord. Poor thing.
Take the position of
Welcome
president.
to the internet.
Wow, this is great.
Japan from the late 80s to the early 2000s was a fever dream of just nuts jobs.
That was amazing.
Like, I don't think people understand. I really don't.
Okay, so everybody's already seen that, huh?
This is like the Japanese Rickroll, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful because sometimes in some J dramas they'll play it in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Hate Camel knows what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and Assassin said he just saw this during the Japanese Film Festival at the Vintage Theater in March.
Okay, that's good. I'll bet you haven't seen this though. Okay.
Oh no.
Der Computer Nummer 3 sucht für mich den richtigen Boy. Und die Liebe ist garantiert für beide dabei.
It's just a German girl singing about computers in 1968 on a French talent show. I mean, what's not to like about
Nothing
this?
wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cringy.
Computer, was genau für jeden Mann die richtige Frau. Und das Glück fällt im Augenblick, als noch Kartei. Einer von vielen.
Oh, speak German to me, baby.
Isn't that great?
I do appreciate that the roots are died.
Oh God, I broke Green Badger. Broke him because he just put W ...
Okay.
T ... F a question mark.
Okay. Well, okay, not to just make fun of foreigners. Here's a little bit of cringe from us, and we'll just sort of leave on. Oh wait, I have to show that thing that you had. So this is Liberace.
Yeah.
Hey man, you're looking wild.
Friday,
You're gonna be a flower child.
Yes, join the gang. Sing along.
Isn't that a great outfit, Skep?
That's
toned down for him.
Oh my God.
Hello, young folk. What you shaking? I gotta try that scene you're making. Liberace's turning on. Doodly doo doo. Feeling groovy.
That's terrible.
I bet you were feeling groovy.
I bet he was.
I wonder how many of those boys in that choir were in the dressing room
They-
afterwards.
Wasn't gonna mention it. but
Feeling
they all
groovy.
were thinking it.
They
He
all
looks-
answered to groovy.
He looks like some grandma from some of those like old 70s pictures he's shown us. Like that's what he looks like.
Well, who do you think the grandmas were emulating?
I know.
Well,
But it's one of those things where it's like it's always funny when people are like, "How did no one knew he was gay? How did you not? You have to be blind, deaf, and dumb to not know that man was gay."
Gay.
like, yeah, super gay.
No, so this is the thing that you sent me
King gay.
from
He is
the
king gay.
Computer History Museum.
Queen gay.
Sounds of the 1960s.
I remember that.
Card reader.
You do not know.
Oh, I follow them on Instagram now. I didn't even know this was even
It's my world.
I love this stuff. I showed it to my mom. My mom had flashbacks. Because my mom used to work on mainframes.
Transport. You've worked those, haven't you, Harry?
Well, I don't know if I've ever used a 7-track.
Yeah.
I used to use 9 tracks is what I was
9-track.
working with.
Right.
Now, the thing about this sound is I hear all these noises. If you played that on a loop, just the sound, I could sleep like a baby. I'm telling you, for me, this is like pleasant, happy white noise that I could use to not,
almost
experience
ASMR.
fatigue. Yeah, it's almost ASMR for people like us, right, Skep?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Especially
God,
that line, that happy little line printer noise.
Yes. That is
That dot matrix printer.
Dot matrix, yeah.
I want to go back to dot matrix printers. Screw
I
all this
don't.
inkjet crap. I like the dot matrix.
Yeah, I had a.
Harry and I remember the chain printer. You remember those fast chain printers?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's where they start charging you like 2 cents a sheet for the printout at the university computer lab.
Right.
That
is so funny.
Well, I've worked on computers that were where the original terminal was a TTY, with the thing, and then you have to go in and everything gets printed out to it. It was an Amdahl 5880, by the way, Skep.
All right. Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
IBM 370 clone.
What protocol were you, like, just a serial connection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be.
You'd pay the people to find people at Bendix to come in and wire up all the VT52 terminals and stuff.
Nice.
Good times.
I used to solder those for the QBT 102As for the Cume. We were Cume dealers.
Oh yeah.
Just to make the ends.
Hey, Harry.
What?
That museum that place is based out of is in California.
It is not only in California, it's in Mountain View, California, near the intersections of 101 and 85. And I know people who actually work there or volunteer there. So
They were showing old Toshiba, like 80s like laptops that Toshiba used to make. Like those massive, like 20-pounder.
Oh yeah.
Those things.
So while we're talking about the Computer History Museum, let me show you this.
Steve hated fans. He always hated
This is their YouTube channel.
Fans? And so the heat management was this solid aluminum chassis. And it still got really hot inside. It was just supposed to radiate it out. And what happened was when the heat built up inside the Apple III from, hours and hours of use, then that board floating on those pins would flex. And what happened was we didn't use gold connectors.
The audience.
We used aluminum connectors that built. And what builds up on pins? And so the pins would oxidize, and they had higher resistance, and then you'd have a more attenuation on the memory clock circuitry, and you'd lose access to memory, and the computer would crash. And the solution to this was to reseat the board, and since you didn't want to open up the case, what you did was you lifted the lip of the computer off 3 to 5 inches. This was an officially documented service technique.
Yep. It was in the manual, page 5. I know exactly.
And you dropped it again.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
And that broke up the oxide, and the computer would boot again.
Yeah. Well,
circuit board.
All
the circuit boards.
Well, cars, for instance, people say, well, ethanol in the gasoline is really bad for aluminum. Well, it is. The thing is that aluminum gas tanks aren't really aluminum gas tanks. They're aluminum gas tanks heavily clad in aluminum oxide. Because you cannot stop aluminum from forming an oxide. It does it very, very quickly. And luckily, aluminum oxide is much more forgiving about ethanol and methanol being in fuel than other things.
It's basically insoluble.
Yeah, but once it gets into your engine, when the geniuses for the government start trying to feed you 15% alcohol or more, and you have an older car, the parts that aren't exposed to oxygen, you get all kinds of horrible things that end up happening to your car. So that's why you need to be careful about the E88. I'm sorry, not the E88, the 88 octane stuff, because sometimes you'll see that sitting between 87 and 89, and make damn sure that your car can actually handle that stuff because it has more alcohol in it usually.
The audience's reaction is what makes it. Just hear them go,
Yeah, they knew. They knew.
Yeah, they were just like,
Now, this was the same thing you had to do with the ADM3A terminals too. And some IBM products you had to do that as well.
I just love the fact that it was in the manual. That's awesome.
Yeah, Computer History Museum is a great place, and they have all kinds of cool stuff, and their online stuff is really interesting. And
whoever's curating it, good on you. The online stuff.
I'm tired, and Geodes wants to. I have things I really want to show you guys that I can't put on the air. So I'm going to call it. This has been your Minions of Zoo for Saturday. What?
Well, Assassin had a question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
He said, I thought ethanol was bad for the engine valves.
Can be. Methanol is even worse.
Methanol. I was going to say methanol is your problem.
But older engines aren't designed, the parts just will corrode and you'll have all kinds of problems. Valves and all kinds of injectors.
All
and
the
just,
rubber,
yeah,
all the rubber bits.
all the rubber bits. Check your owner's manual. Generally, 10% alcohol, ethanol doesn't cause too many problems. More than that is definitely an issue. Well, I told you I used to have that Pontiac Bonneville with the 455 high output engine, 390 brake horsepower, and that thing was designed to run on ethyl. And keeping that thing running properly, I learned a lot about fuel. Okay. Anyway,
have you ever had a natural gas engine?
No.
I had a truck that ran on natural gas. You could switch it to gas, but when you switch it to gasoline, you got about 8 miles to the gallon because of the carburation. Can't switch that, so that stayed for natural gas. So you wasted a lot of gasoline. But that taught me a lot about fuel. And one thing about natural gas, boy, when you want acceleration, it's right there. You get a lot of power to the engine very, very quickly.
Please, Mr. Hill, loud is not allowed.
What the?
That's
Loud
a
is not
propane
allowed.
and propane
Now
accessories.
you listen to me, the people of this community with propane and propane accessories. Oh, when I think of all my hard-earned tax dollars going to pay a bunch of little twig boy bureaucrats like you, it just makes me want to.
Anyway, I love King of the Hill so
Ladies
much.
and gentlemen.
This has been your Minute Zoo show thing. All right, so we're done.
Good night.
Next
Everyone
week.
stay